one of the problems that I see is that people don't feel that they have any power, and then they use that as their excuse not to come out and participate, not to come out and vote for people.
People are tired. They're tired of coming out to meetings, speaking their mind, investing their hopes in their elected officials, and then seeing very little change. We're seeing this in the voter turnout. It's in decline. In Hamilton, in the last municipal election, we had somewhere around 40% of eligible voters cast a ballot.
We are at a crucial time in this country. Our government is steamrolling public input and ignoring even the most basic pillars of democracy. But in Hamilton, Ontario, there is a change taking place, and it goes by the name of participatory budgeting, a process that asks residents to directly involve themselves in policy-making decisions.
We don't educate people into democracy. We just hand them the keys to government and say, drive safely. You don't do that with a car. You make a young person go through a graduated series of qualifications, G1, G2, G, before you trust them to be a safe driver. I don't think people should have to earn their citizenship, but I do think we should be equipping them to be good citizens.
How do you equip people with the tools that enable them to understand democracy? The answer in Hamilton comes in the form of participatory budgeting. $1 million allotted to one ward whose constituents directly decide how they will spend that budget.
When you have an opportunity to vote on tax dollars, that's truly when democracy occurs. Otherwise, all we're doing is electing a dictatorship every 4 years where we elect councillors, mayor, MPs, MPPs, and they do all the work and they make all the decisions really based on sometimes a very thin mandate. But I love this. I think this is really participation in our community, our neighborhoods at the most basic level.
But how does participatory budgeting actually work? It starts with you, setting up a meeting with your neighbors, then coming up with ideas for change you would like to see happen in your community. The neighborhood group comes up with ideas, along with the delegate who will advocate for those ideas. Finally, all residents vote. In this way, participatory budgeting gets the people excited and engaged with politics again.
In the participatory budgeting, you don't have to be a citizenship, you don't have to be a landed, you have to be a resident. That's it. And you have to be 14 and up. That's the beauty.
All of these groups, activists, neighborhood associations, representatives from businesses and VIAs, and our ethnic community, the diversity in downtown is greater than anywhere else in the city of Hamilton. Put them all together, and I think what you have is a recipe for success for the first installment of many installments of participatory budgeting.
Back home, nobody was listening to us. When they come here, they wanted to make difference for their life. When I teach them, it's like this is opportunity. They never seen it for, nobody was listening before. But when you invite them and say, you know what, this person may listen to you, what you're saying. It may take long, who cares? But at least they're listening to you.
The participatory budgeting program brings decision-making straight into the hands of the public. And this means people get educated, excited, and empowered to make real change in the policies that affect their communities.
Change is a contagious thing, and it's also addictive. The moment that you feel like your voice actually counts, you want to express your voice more, and you start organizing with other people for bigger change. So we're trying to start that with something very modest here, and we think it will snowball.
Organizing, creating opportunities for everyone to realize change. Big democratic ideas instilled at the micro level. Participatory budgeting is a democratic process that actually keeps policymaking fair and engagement possible.
We're looking to build a better political culture. That takes the time and the effort and the willingness to compromise, to see from another person's perspective, and to share.
Voting on the participatory budget in Hamilton will take place at the end of August.
On August 24, is a lot of children, they wanted to volunteering, and at the same time they wanted to vote because they want to see the polling station, how it look like the ballot, and how, you know, that was a big challenge to them. So we will see. I'm anxious to wait. I can't wait for 24th of August on 25th.